Calling all Foundation staff, calling all Foundation staff. This is Dr. Theron Sherman. We are anomalously broadcasting from Site-42. Let us know in the chat if you read us. As always, we are reticulating splines. We are digitizing our signal. If you are watching, make sure to like, share, subscribe, all of that YouTube business using your encrypted Foundation-issued YouTube account. Please do not do so with your civilian account, therefore breaking the masquerade. This warning is especially for Steve. Damn it, Steve. All right, MC Star in the chat says that we are live and audible, so here we go. Broadcast start. Hey there, Site-42 fam. This is Dr. Theron Sherman and my buddy Billith. Welcome to another anomalous broadcast from Site-42.
Glad to be here. Yeah. Episode 10.
Episode
Week
10. Of our own personal purgatory.
It's great. We only have 50 left.
We've read 100 of these then, right?
A little bit under, because some of them have probably been deleted before we could get to them. But
fair. There were, because I thought I remember there was something like 150 entries total or something.
Yeah, it was like 140 and change, 145, something like that. Yeah.
Wee-haw, man, oh man. So, hey, progress is being made. We're chipping away at it.
We got 22 done on week 1. I don't know how that happened, but
well, we did a couple 12 hours down. And we pushed a little bit harder.
Yeah.
Before realizing we would have to pace ourselves.
Yeah.
Real quick before we start in on our first story, let's remind everyone why we're doing this. We are here for a couple of reasons. The original goal was the Dr. Cimmerian, a tree tried to kill me, it missed fund.
Correct. Yes. Cimmerian is currently in the process of rounding up all of the saplings in Alabama. He's got a big butterfly net, but it's not big enough. We need to get a bigger one. We need to get it in his hands, and we need to get him back to work.
I'm a little scared of what he's going to do with all those saplings once he gathers them.
You don't want to know.
And that's with me testing on SCP-4521, and even I'm terrified. Oof.
Oh, yeah.
Meanwhile, we were successful 100%ing hitting the Hymns for the Road podcast Kickstarter. They are above their goal, but you still have 40 hours to sign up if you want to get some of the Kickstarter backer rewards. So it's never bad to help our community artists with a little extra credit.
Yeah, I backed it. I got Sherm here and Radiger and the Desk of Alta Clef to read one of my SCPs. It was great. There was no problems whatsoever with that.
Nothing at all went wrong with that stream. No technical issues whatsoever.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know.
And
there are no problems in bossing stream.
Oh, perfect. And my last advertisement for the first ad break is going to be, you'll find linked in the description, the first episode of SCP Redacted, which is a mini-series that we're working with, and they're down in Los Angeles. They got some actors and some groups together, and they are dropping weekly episodes on Thursdays, coinciding with our streams, luckily enough. And so
Very
today, you can see, you can even see my video analytics from my YouTube plugin, so you can see how well they're doing. But go check out the Mallow episode, episode 1. It's about 14 minutes long. Just a short little scenario to get us warmed into the more deep looks we're going to get at some of these SCPs.
Exciting.
The more we get live action stuff, the happier I am. We're going to make bigger and bigger things. Eventually, Site-42 will be doing them ourselves. We'll have a crew. It'll be great.
This sounds pretty good.
Today,
love to see that.
We are starting with SCP-7042. Good number. Can't complain.
7042. Let's see.
Let's arrange this and resize.
7042, which is Mother Nature's Sketchbook.
Mother Nature's Sketchbook.
Beautiful.
All right, this one's got a fair amount of addendums and changes, so this one will probably take a little bit of time. So let's not wait. Let's dive in. I'll take first round this time.
Sure.
Item number SCP-7042. Classification Level 4. Secret. Containment Class. Safe. Disruption Class. Kennic. Risk Class. Caution. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-7042 is kept in a secure storage locker in the archives of Site-84. Testing and instances created by SCP-7042 are to be held within the on-site Wilderness Observation Chamber, with created instances being monitored for a period of 30 days. The chambers are to be kept under observation by 2 security personnel armed with tranquilizers. After that period, non-threatening anomalous instances are to be transferred to Group of Interest 466, codename Wilson's Wildlife Solutions, while non-anomalous entities are to be donated to local zoos alongside additional funding. Footnote. However, transfers are currently suspended following Incident 7042-3. Information about this event is limited to staff with Level 4 security clearance. Description. SCP-7042 consists of 2 constituent parts. SCP-7042-1 is a worn sketchbook with a heavily scarred leather-bound cover. SCP-7042-2 is a pencil, the body resembling birch bark in texture and pattern, which never grows dull no matter how often it is used. When SCP-7000-1 is opened to the first page, so yeah, that needs to be changed, is opened to the first page, it displays a worn sketch of a fist within a heart wreathed in vines. All other pages will be blank outside of the faintest erasure marks. If a name of an animal, whether it be the common parlance or scientific denomination, is entered into SCP-7042-1 using SCP-7042-2, the pencil will animate. Sliding from the hand of the subject, it will begin to sketch a drawing of the aforementioned animal. Within 30 seconds of the sketch being finished, a living version of that animal will appear within 20 feet of SCP-7042. The number of animals produced from one sketch is randomized, though numbers have yet to exceed 6 individual instances. Notably, these animals might directly correlate to the name entered, or it could differ in various ways as discovered in testing. Genetic ancestors, cousins, and descendants have been produced by SCP-7042, as well as baseline species created with anomalous abilities. This is further expounded upon in the testing logs. SCP-7042 was recovered by Mobile Task Force Beta-4, codename Castaways, after an attempted raid on Wilson's Wildlife Solutions by Serpent's Hand forces. Beta-4 tracked the fleeing cell members back to their hideout and immediately came under fire. Complicating matters was the intervention of SCP-7042-A1, which injured 7 members of Beta-4 before being put down with high-grade tranquilizers. Upon entering the compound's interior, Beta-4 discovered documents detailing the creation of, quote, Gaia's Fortune, a mixture of Serpent's Hand members and former Group of Interest 466 personnel. The cell's leader willingly submitted himself to Foundation custody after Beta-4 found him in the middle of writing within SCP-7042. Pictured is imagery found within the Gaia's Fortune hideout. Addendum 7042-1. Interview with Person of Interest 8842. Interviewed Person of Interest 8842. Interviewer Agent Marks. Forward initial interview with Person of Interest 8842 regarding their actions and SCP-7042. You want to take the Person of Interest?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
All right. Begin log. 1100 hours, 42 minutes. May 1st and or January 5th, 2020 redacted. State your name for the record.
Come on, Marks. You know me.
Name.
Finn Mallory. You didn't kill her, did you?
Who?
Portia. Told the idiots not to start shooting. That spooker. But I'm sure just some hick from a magic zoo who listened to me when Big Brother comes knocking, right?
You mean the elephant. The pink elephant.
Yes. Why did you kill her?
No, she's on her way to Wilson's as we speak.
Not going to be another Thunderhorn, is it?
Footnote, SCP-654. Things have changed.
Spare me. Ask me what you want to know so I can get to my involuntary vacation.
Why did you attack Wilson's? Person of Interest 8842 smiles but says nothing. Well?
We needed something from the database. Luck of the draw. I still had my credentials, so they decided it was our best option.
What were you after?
Information.
Helpful.
Ain't I just?
I'll repeat myself. What were you after?
Names. Specific names. For all the anomalies at the park. The snakes thought it would help. The snakes thought it would help use it better.
It? Person of Interest 8842 reaches up with manacled hands and taps SCP-7042 with a finger.
This.
Go on.
Well, this little sketchbook is something right special. Might be the luckiest break I've ever gotten my hands on, but I digress. Long and short of it, this little beauty is Portia's mama.
It makes anomalies?
Yep, but that's not all. The entire animal kingdom, past, present, and future, right at your fingertips. All you need is a little luck, and it can make you something gorgeous.
And if you don't?
That would be telling.
End log. 1200 hours, 20 minutes. Closing statement. Person of Interest 8842 refused further questioning and has been remanded to Foundation custody. Experimentation with SCP-7042 is to commence at Site 84. Addendum 7042-2. Transcription of Gaia's Fortune Manifesto. Providence, whispers her mind. Flesh renewed, life enshrined. Her newest face finds our hands. A bounty of verity from amongst the sands. Once more, paper and pen become sword. This little book crafting the world's ward. We are her fortune true. Past, present, future, renew. Addendum 7042-3. Testing logs. Transcribed are the testing logs with notable results or changes in SCP-7042's behavior. Our table... subject protocol results. Okay, cool. SCP-7042, Test A2. Subject, D4201. Protocol, Dr. Arende asked D4201 to write the name of their favorite animal in SCP-7042. Results, SCP-7042-2 rises and begins to sketch. After a minute of drawing, the pencil returns to its inactive state. 30 seconds after that, a male Canis lupus familiaris appears. The D-Class is elated, claiming that it looks just like his old dog. He is removed from the testing area. After 30 days of observation, the Golden Retriever was confirmed to be non-anomalous and was adopted by site staff. Oh, I just had, like, flashbacks to Series 1 where, like, the final of that would be, like, Golden Retriever was terminated, and you're like, cold, angry Foundation. Damn you.
Man.
Okay.
Yeah.
SCP-7042, Test A3. Subject, D4202. Protocol, Dr. Arende tells D4202 to write down the binomial name of the Emperor Penguin within SCP-7042. The name is offered on a slip of paper. Results. SCP-7042 acts in the same manner as the previous test. However, it produces 6 specimens of the Aptenodytes forsteri, with an anomalous size of 4.27 meters in height. Holy shit.
That sounds the Series 1 to me, too.
Following the 30-day observation period, the specimens were transferred into the care of Group of Interest 466. Notes. Researchers notice an odd fluttering of the SCP-7000's, need to switch that one's, pages following the creation of SCP-7042-A3. D4202 claims to have heard the sound of a child's laughter. SCP-7042 Test A4. Subject, D4202. Protocol, Dr. Arende asked D4202 to write down the name of their favorite animal in SCP-7042-1, but instructs them to use an offered ballpoint pen instead of SCP-7042-2. Results, D4202 writes the word horse within SCP-7042-1. The pencil floats into the air, shaking back and forth in the D-Class's face for a period of 10 seconds before beginning to sketch. 30 seconds after completion of the drawing, a female Equus Caballus appears. After starting at the D class for approximately 1 minute, the instance mock charges them, revealing sharp canid teeth. Classified SCP-7042-A4, the instance is held for a period of 30 days before being transferred into the care of Group of Interest 466. Notes: D4202 reports hearing a sound reminiscent of a groan of annoyance from a young child as the pencil waves before them. SCP-7042 refuses to work for the subject on the next test, necessitating a change in personnel. Signs of cognition were noted and added to the parameters of study for further experimentation. SCP-7042 Test A6. Subject D4203. Protocol: Dr. Arende tells D4203 to write White Rhino into SCP-7042. Results: SCP-7042 reacts in the same fashion as the other tests. 30 seconds later, 4 Ceratotherium simoncottoni appear. 2 females and 2 males, all of prime breeding age. After some debate, the animals were transferred into the care of Group of Interest 466. Notes: the ability for SCP-7042 to create viable members of species on the brink of extinction has caused a stir here at 84. Professional detachment are the words of the day for the Foundation. Still, it's hard to wrangle some of the world's best zoologists, conservationists, and veterinarians away from seeing this as a boon. Already I've heard talk of SCP-7042 being called a godsend or lucky charm. I've reprimanded such talk accordingly. Signed, Dr. Arende. SCP-7042 Test A7. Subject D4203. Protocol: once more, Dr. Arende asks SCP... No, I dropped my pen and got distracted. Asks D4203 to write White Rhino into SCP-7042. Results: SCP-7042 pauses for just a few seconds before beginning to sketch. 30 seconds later, after the completed drawing, a female Elasmotherium sibiricum with albinism appears. Footnote: Elasmotherium. Thanks, footnote. That is not helpful in any sense. Thank you. The beast enters a panic and begins tearing apart the enclosure before being tranquilized. SCP-7042-A7 currently resides in High Security Paddock 1-12. Notes: D4203 reports hearing laughter while SCP-7042-2 is drawing. SCP-7042 is showing clear signs of cognition and personality. Despite my requests, my colleagues continue to favor SCP-7042 as some fashion of good omen. All I will say is that it appears to be gaining a sense of humor, always worrisome when it comes to anomalies. Signed, Dr. Arende. Subject 7042, Test A10. Subject D4207. Protocol: Dr. Arende tells D4207 to write the word Predator in SCP-7042. I need to see the new one of those. Result: SCP-7042-2 pauses after the entry, hovering in midair for around a minute before beginning to sketch. It takes approximately 2 minutes to finish. 30 seconds later, an unidentified mammalian predator, footnote, DNA testing has discovered that it is a descendant of the Gulo genus, appears and attempts to break out of the chamber. It was sedated by on-site personnel and is currently residing in Wilderness Chamber 3T. Notes: according to the D-Class, the pause was accompanied by a soft, childish humming. SCP-7042-A10, according to DNA testing, is not an anomalous entity, but a natural species that has yet to exist. The decision has been made to avoid further entries of blanket terms due to worries over what else SCP-7042 could produce. Binomial names are to be utilized from this point forward.
The Gulo genus is Wolverines.
Thank you. I was just about to be like, what is
and that other one is as an extinct large rhino.
Sweet.
They could have put that in the footnote.
Yeah, don't leave me guessing here, guys. All right. Test A14. Subject: Assistant Researcher Margaret Waller. Protocol: Dr. Arende instructs Dr. Waller to write the binomial name of the giant Pacific octopus within SCP-7042. Miss Waller protests, noting that the arid environment found within Wilderness Chamber 45 would be deleterious, or 4S, sorry, would be deleterious to any form of aquatic life. Dr. Arende orders her to continue. Results. SCP-7042-2 hangs in the air for 5 minutes before finally touching the paper of SCP-7042-1. 30 seconds after finishing its sketch, an instance of Enteroctopus doflini appears. At the same time, Dr. Waller bursts into tears and is inconsolable for a period of 30 minutes. After that point, she calms down and reports no memory of her apparent panic attack. The instance survives in the open-air environment of Wilderness Chamber 4S with no ill effects, showing adaptations for desert survival on top of the anomalous ability to breathe when not submerged in water. Notes. Dr. Waller details a rising feeling of dread within her as she wrote the name, followed by hearing the sound of a child wordlessly grumbling and crying, followed by an animalistic snarl. She reports no memory of her panicked crying, just saying that she felt a rise of guilt watching SCP-7042-A14 stare around its new environment, and then nothing. SCP-7042-A14 stare around its new environment, and then... Following this test, SCP-7042 goes dormant for a period of 3 months. Any entries into it during this time elicit no immediate reaction. Note. I have noticed an evident change in the personnel at Site-84. Not a conversation goes by without SCP-7042 coming up at least once. I'm uncertain if this is an underlying cognitohazardous effect of the object exudes, or just my colleagues' excitement over the possibilities that could come with further testing. News reached us recently from GOI 466 that both female northern white rhinos SCP-7042 created are pregnant with twins. Many of my fellow researchers were conservationists in a former life, and I cannot lie that even amongst the Foundation, bitterness over the current trajectory of the world is widely felt, at least here at Site-84. Even I must admit that the reality that the object has possibly quadrupled the number of extant specimens is a stroke of good fortune. However, I care very little for luck. I wish to know if we could control precisely what SCP-7042 produces. As of yet, it has all been random, from number to ability. It can reach back and forward in time, and bring specimens to our doorstep. The opportunities there also go without saying. The object is clearly intelligent, with keen situational awareness, and if I can rely upon the reports of my colleagues and subordinates, a personality echoing that of a young child. Perhaps this period of dormancy is little more than a momentary rebellion or a tantrum. I've been told that Person of Interest 8842 wishes to speak with me regarding the object. I suppose it is time I finally pay him a visit. I refuse to commit to the giddy spirit that has overcome Site-84. SCP-7042 is not a harbinger of good fortune. It is just one more anomaly to add to the ever-growing pile. But this is not some deathbringer or world-ender. It is simply an opportunity. Dr. Armando Arende, Senior Researcher at Site-84. Addendum 7042-4. Interview with Person of Interest 8842-2. Boop. Interviewed. Person of Interest 8842. Interviewer Dr. Armando Arende. Forward. The first conversation between Dr. Arende and Person of Interest 8842 about SCP-7042's traits. Begin log. 600 hours, 24 minutes. August 13th. 20. Redacted. Good morning, Person of Interest 8842.
To you, maybe. But since I haven't seen actual sunshine in over a year, or heard my real name, or had a proper cup of coffee, you can excuse my foul mood.
Dr. Arende merely nods his head.
So, what can I do for you, Doc?
I would like to ask you questions regarding SCP-7042.
I bet you would.
The Foundation has been able to gather that the object was under your care for some time. Sightings of rare species would usually precipitate following your departure from an area. Person of Interest 8842 raises his eyebrows but says nothing. Busselton, Bowden Moor, Tingana Voodoo, Oauzazate, the list goes on and on. For the past 10 years, every city or village you've stalked in has seen an uptick in cryptid sightings.
And?
I would like to know where you found it, and how you managed to control SCP-7042. How did you get it to provide proper specimens for the locales you traveled to? Person of Interest 8842 is silent for several moments before breaking out in a fit of laughter. Might I ask where the joke was?
Sitting right in front of me. See, that's the problem with you Foundation types. You think that with enough poking and prodding, eventually everything will fall perfectly in line with how you view the world. I heard you folks were turning over new leaves or something, letting bygones be bygones, not meddling where you aren't needed. But it's too tempting, right?
What is?
The sketchbook. You know what she can do now, don't you? All those possibilities floating through your brain.
She,
he, it, whatever. There's a mind in that little book, a mischievous, optimistic spirit that just wants to create, to bring life, and what is better, it likes fixing mistakes, our mistakes. When I found her in Skopje, that book was the luckiest thing that ever happened to me.
many of my colleagues feel the same way.
But you don't.
I will not lie and say I do not see the opportunities SCP-7042 could provide, but that is all I see. Opportunity.
Some would say that's just another way to say good luck. But come on, tell me why you actually wanted to come talk to me. Because if it was to control what the sketchbook makes, I got bad news. The final product, whatever it might be, is always up to her.
What if it stops writing?
That means you've gone and made her upset. She'll come around. But I'd be cautious. Mischievous is just one step from devious. It might take a little while for things to smooth over, but if you want, Doc, maybe I can be of some actual help. I can talk to her, convince her you messed up, that she'll be running the show the way she wants to from now on.
No. Dr. Arende stands up, heading for the door.
Don't come crying to me when you realize that trying to dictate nature never goes the way humans want it to. Though, I feel you should be well aware of not repeating that mistake, eh?
Dr. Arende stops, turning around. Me? Two guards move past him, grasping Person of Interest 8842 on both arms.
Give me a sec, gents. Not claiming to know about your personal failings, Doc. Just those of the Foundation. Turn every leaf you like, you'll never be able to undo some of the things you people have done. Entire peoples, entire species, wiped out due to your actions, your inaction.
Person of Interest 8842 surges against his bonds, lunging for Dr. Arende.
I remember what you took away, but you can't make it right. You have the key, you just need to take the chance. She's good luck. She is. She has to be. She never did wrong by me, as long as I did right by her. So long as I did right by her. Just treat her right, you hear me? You treat her right. She is us, and we are her.
Person of Interest 8842 begins fairly snarling for several moments after this before being forcibly sedated. End log, 600 hours, 40 minutes. Closing statement. Under Dr. Arende's orders, Person of Interest 8842's cell was searched and several pieces of paper covered in rambling writing were discovered and are documented below. Pictured, Person of Interest 8842's ramblings. Following his outburst, further examination of Person of Interest 8842 revealed withdrawal symptoms in line with those found in gambling addiction. Regular screenings for signs of cognitohazardous influences began on-site on the orders of the site director. Initially, all D-Class personnel and researchers that had used SCP-7042 do not appear to be under the effects of a cognitohazard. SCP-7042 remained dormant for another month before the movement was captured on the archive security cameras. Below is the transcription of the impromptu interview between Dr. Arende and SCP-7042. Video log SCP-7042-1. Date September 14th, 2022. Redacted. Note: the video is taken from security footage following SCP-7042's reactivation. This is the first instance of SCP-7042 conversing with a member of staff. Begin log 8:42 a.m. SCP-7042-1 unfurls of its own accord. SCP-7042-2 rises within SCP-7042's containment unit and begins writing. The camera zooms in, catching the word "hello?" sketched in sizable lettering. SCP-7042-2 stays suspended in the air, rotating slowly. A security staff contacts Dr. Arende, an affiliated staff studying SCP-7042. Dr. Arende enters the archives with 2 security personnel in tow. After a moment of silently observing the SCP, Dr. Arende speaks. Open the container. Security personnel on the storage locker and open the storage locker and carefully pull SCP-7042 free, placing it on a nearby table. Thank you. Security personnel take positions on either side of the table as Dr. Arende turns and nods behind him. Dr. Waller enters the room carrying a clipboard. The pair move to the table, looking down at SCP-7042. Hello? SCP-7042-1's pages flutter as SCP-7042-2 bolts downward and begins writing.
Hi.
We were not aware that you were capable of communicating.
Secret. Finn warned.
Warned of what?
Jailers. You?
No, we are the Foundation. You are safe here.
Safe?
Yes. SCP-7042 stops writing for several minutes. SCP-7042-2 tapping on the pages.
Don't believe. Finn? Where?
He is being kept safe as well. He can't be here. I am sorry.
Sorry. Should be sorry.
SCP-7042 makes several aggressive scribbles across its pages.
Tried. Make. Hurt. Friend.
Accompanying the last word, SCP-7042 sketches an octopus. SCP-7042-2 jabs at it several times if emphasizing. Dr. Arende and Waller look around the room in expectation of a manifestation, but after several minutes, nothing appears. Dr. Waller makes a note.
Sorry?
Dr. Arende is silent, prompting Dr. Waller to speak.
Do you want me to do Dr. Waller?
Yeah.
Sure. We just wanted to see what you can do. Do? I can do lots. We've seen. Yeah? They safe? Animals? Quite safe. You've proven to be quite the good luck charm.
Dr. Arende shoots her a dark look. She ignores him, stepping closer to SCP-7042.
Good luck? Yes, some of your creations are going to be parents.
Dr. Waller, that is enough. He's cut off by the explosive movement of SCP-7042's pages as the pencil writes on repeat for 30 seconds.
Babies? Babies? Yes. That was a very good thing you did. They are very lucky. Good fix. Lucky day.
Dr. Arende places a hand on Dr. Waller's shoulders and draws her back from SCP-7042, superimposing himself. There can be more fixes if you agree to work with us. No more danger will come to your creations as long as you do what we ask. Exactly what we ask.
Why?
Your only other opportunity is staying confined here. SCP-7042 calms down, falling silent for 2 minutes. Dr. Waller frowns at Dr. Arende and goes to speak, but he halts her with a raised hand.
Boring. Okay.
Then let's get back to work.
Lucky day.
End log 926. In the following weeks, the site director signed off on the continued testing of SCP-7042 with the requirement that cognitohazard screenings occur after every session. These tests were performed solely by Dr. Arende in an attempt to forge a bond with SCP-7042 that would turn it towards the Foundation's aims. This testing series led to a number of instances being created that held closely to what was asked for by Dr. Arende. However, they often showed heightened aggression and abnormal defense mechanisms for their species until eventually leading to Incident 7042-2. Incident 7042-2. Test 7042-A26 led to the creation of 4 instances of Phascolarctos cinereus. Preliminary testing led site personnel to believe that the instances were non-anomalous. However, when a member of the staff entered SCP-7042-A26's enclosure after a week of observation, they were ambushed by said instances. Falling
Koala.
from the tree,
Koala.
Oh, nice. Falling from the tree, the instances were shown to have grown a foot taller, had increased claw length, and oversized canines. Security staff intervened, but the staff was maimed, losing their right arm in the process. and 2 of the instances had to be put down with lethal force after refusing to release the staff member. Dr. Arende was notified of the event, and the conversation between Dr. and SCP-7042 is captured below. Interviewed, SCP-7042. Interviewer, Dr. Arende. Forward, Dr. Arende confronts SCP-7042 about their duplicity, leading to a conversation that notes a noticeable change in Dr. Arende's behavior. Begin log, 1200 hours, 42 minutes. Why?
What?
Why did you do that?
What? Confused.
The koalas.
Ha, ha, ha.
You think this is funny?
Been told fair play.
Fair play for what?
Try hurt friend. No sorry.
SCP-7042-2 wags back and forth aggressively. The octopus was not harmed. It's still here on the site, being taken care of by staff. You made sure it would be fine. How is this fair play?
Yep. Good scare, right?
Dr. Arende blinks in surprise. What do you think happened, SCP-7042? SCP-7042-1's pages flutter as if SCP-7042 notices the shift in tone.
Koala. Angry. Scare, right?
No. The pages begin to move even more frantically.
What happened? What happened? Happened.
One of my colleagues was injured, very badly. 2 of the instances had to be put down.
No. Lie. Trick. No.
I could have the staff bring the bodies here. SCP-7042-1 snaps close. The sound of a child sobbing is faintly heard on the recording, and Dr. Arende flinches as if struck. SCP-7042-2 taps listlessly at the glass, and sobbing continues for a period of 10 minutes. SCP-7042-1 unfurls.
Sorry. Not no.
You were trying to scare us. All the instances since the octopus were an attempt to get back at me?
Yes. No hurt. Never hurt. Mistake.
You want us to believe that you would never hurt anyone? That was just the tip of the iceberg?
Yes. Love animals. Save animals. Create to save. Humans, animals. Never hurt. Mistake. Please let fix.
Fix this how, SCP-7042?
Make. As say. No play. Just make. Fix mistakes. Together. Us. I sorry.
Dr. Arende seems to flinch again as the crying returns. You can be sorry, but that doesn't change what happened. If we cannot trust what you say, you've already proven to be willingly devious.
I be better, please. Not done. Chance. Give chance.
You already played that card, and regardless, that is out of my hands.
No, I give chance. Providence.
You're bargaining.
No. Honest. Please. Lucky day, remember?
You are not a good luck charm. You aren't some bastion of hope. You're just some trickster with the mentality of a child.
I am. Help fix me. Promise to listen.
I'm sorry? Why am I sorry? Dr. Arende shakes his head and backs away from SCP-7042 before exiting the room, the security staff following.
Don't go. Sorry, please. I need more to do. For him, for her, for you, for us.
End log. 1300 hours, 26 minutes. Closing statement. Dr. Arende immediately submitted himself for a cognitohazard screening following the conversation. Site-84's director suspended all testing with SCP-7042. SCP-7042 was sequestered in the archives. Addendum 7042-5. Level 4 security clearance required. SCP-7042 is currently being reevaluated for placement at Disruption Class ECHI following the events of Incident 7042-3. SCP-7042 has been found to have latent cognitohazardous abilities. Initial testing has been found to be faulty. The latent cognitohazard is only evident while SCP-7042 remains active. During periods of dormancy, the influences recede to a point where it appears the afflicted are still acting in their normal functioning states. Furthermore, the cognitohazard only affects individuals whose careers involve the care, breeding, and conservation of animals of any kind. SCP-7042 will shift their perceptions to consider it an object of providence and form a protective, pseudo-familiar bond with the object the longer it remains in their possession. At the moment, it is not known if the SCP is aware of its influence, or if it is a latent property of the object. If several individuals are affected, they will seek each other out, grouping together into a cult-like organization whose goal is to learn more about SCP-7042 and how to control her powers in the name of conservation, experimentation, and revitalization. Furthermore, the estimated upper limit of instances it can create from one entry is now believed to be in the hundreds. Instances created by SCP-7042 have been found to have abnormally high fertility rates for their species, often combined with the largest number of offspring being conceived that the mother can carry without becoming endangered. The Foundation has now contacted Group of Interest 466 regarding this information taken from the observations of Dr. Arende, now Person of Interest 8843. Incident 7042-3. During the events of SCP-6500, 24 members of Site-84 staff vanished, including Dr. Arende and Dr. Waller. SCP-7042 disappeared alongside them. Following the cessation of events and consolidation of Foundation forces, Mobile Task Force Beta-4, codenamed Castaways, and Mobile Task Force Eta-10, codenamed See No Evil, were sent to investigate the escalating reports of cryptid activity in the Australian outback. They were met with the missing staff of Site-84, numerous SCP-7042-A instances, and SCP-7042. Dr. Arende was not amongst the returned staff, though his documented work with SCP-7042 is archived below. Gaia's 42, which the group had dubbed themselves, put up no resistance and willingly handed over SCP-7042. SCP-7042 appears to be dormant, and plans are to place it to transfer into another Foundation facility. The remainder of the affected Foundation staff have been administered Class C amnestics and have returned to their positions with Site-84. Notable SCP-7042-A instances. SCP-7042-A 36, an instance of SCP Redacted, 3-digit number, though Dr. Arende's notes detail that it is entirely herbivorous. They are currently contained in high security paddock B6. SCP-7042-A 37, 60 instances of Diprotodon opatum, optatum, footnote, Dryptodon, transfer to Biological Research Site 104 pending. SCP-7042-A 38, 80 instances of Ceratotherium simoncottoni, transfer to Biological Research Site 104 pending. SCP-7042-A 40, 2 instances of SCP Redacted, 4-digit number, juveniles, transfer to Biological Research Site 104 pending. SCP-7042-A 42, 1 deceased instance of Duroscrofa, footnote. SCP-6002. A note was attached to the corpse. Letter written by Person of Interest 8843 is pictured here. Person of Interest 8843's current whereabouts are unknown. However, Foundation personnel has reported sightings of a man resembling his appearance in Greece, where a series of protosarkic ruins have just been uncovered. The Foundation has just begun consolidating its control over the dig site, and worries of a possible infiltration... got lost. Possible infiltration have led to a transfer of additional security personnel to the region. Beta-4 and Eta-10 also reported Sarkic symbology covering most of the 42's compound, and recovered other fresh examples of Sarkic-themed literature to be archived. SCP-7042's apparent Sarkic origins is the central line of questioning that will be pursued once the object reanimates. And the letter written here, can we read it?
Yeah, you have to open in a new tab, but you can read both of them. You can read both of them. They're like but you have to open them in a new tab. You know, like they're not like Zoom.
Oh, I see.
The first one, Alta made a very interesting choice to tear up the page and then do the little blurbs on the torn pieces.
Rather than writing it all out and
then tearing it up, yeah.
Although I think that weren't these like found hidden in the thing? Maybe the tearing apart was like hiding smaller pieces of paper.
I guess so, but then if you did that, then why would you tear them into such oddly shaped chunks? Regardless, The first one. Not a day goes by I don't thank her. She has many faces. They hold many. The sheep had no herd or the shepherd nature. The sheep had no need of the shepherd nature. The shepherd. Nature needn't be tamed. Yeah. I miss Thunderhead. And if they love the world, what does that say? I gotta like zoom in on it. If they love the world, the will right, then I don't know. Can you?
Yeah, I'm trying to
parse that.
Go to the files and open them in a tab so I can see them. Where are those pictures at? How did you open them in a new tab?
I just right-click the image and then hit open image in a new tab.
All right, let's see if I can get a better zoom situation for that last little ramble.
Yeah. They love the world.
Wow, that zooms in very deep.
Then I'll write them.
They scratched out, if they love the world, I
think it's then I'll.
Then
but I'm not sure.
Write them and I'll write them D&D.
Yeah. If they then I'll write the world. I can't tell. The second one though, second one's a little bit more legible. I was so very wrong. Isn't she a marvel? What's that word? Is that girl the tall? Okay. She just needed to grow, learn. Finn was right. We are her. She is us. Flesh, paler, ink, blood. She is the stopgap against predation. Now humanity, one another. Once another. We are in her. I wrote us in. You see what came out. Keep her safe. I'll be back. She needs help to fix what we did. You didn't tell me. We tried Wildcat, but he did. I'm going for her. I'm going for help for her. Telios Thrio Andrus Arundai. 43rd of 42. I think there's some ramblings there.
Quite so.
Now, as far as the actual article goes, one thing that you should do is if you're doing if you're going to put the scientific names of stuff, you can either put the animal name and then put the scientific name in the footnote, or put the scientific name and then put the animal name in the footnote, but don't put the scientific name in both the article and in the footnote.
Yes.
It's a little confusing. The whole, I love Wilson's wildlife stuff. This is really like, it kind of fits into that vibe for sure, but I don't think that there really needed to be so many different designations. Like, there's two constituent parts, but it also is referred to as the parts and also as 7042 throughout the article. Like, if you're going to name something a collective designation, you use the collective designation, or you use the A and the B and just be consistent with that. I felt like sometimes it was a little like confusing, the way it switched back and forth with that, but small thing. Overall, I feel kind of lukewarm about it.
It's definitely ambitious. I read the discussion. This is author's first attempt at an SCP. And
right.
For a first attempt, I think it's pretty darn good.
That's yeah, okay. Bearing that in mind, yes, that's pretty good. The formatting and all that stuff is great. It's all there.
There's we found some words that need to be changed, typos,
right.
the usual stuff. It feels, I
Correct.
like the concept of the notebook. I like the idea of like collaborating and sending tests to Wilson's.
Right.
I like even the conspiracy aspect a little bit of going into the Finn character and the hand. It starts to lose me at the end with like going now into another like Sarkic tangent.
Yeah, and like this and 6500 coming into play.
And even then, these are ideas that could be done if it were elaborated and worked out. But right now, it just kind of like feels like you're gesturing in the direction of the idea rather than fully implementing it.
Right. But
So,
as far as the first article goes, not bad.
I definitely call this a no vote, but I would go to up with a little spit shine.
Little TLC, yeah.
You're
yeah.
making a. This is a good like first attempt. It could just use a little more work.
Absolutely.
Also, not gonna lie, I like the overabundance of 42 in here. That's just my personal thing.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't, feature Site 42 or anything. Because even the POI had 42 in the name as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, at the very least, do a Control F for 7000 and get the last of those switched to 7042 because there were a couple of those left over.
Yeah, looks like there's 3. Yeah, one of the 4 I found is the tag, so no need. Very, very good work though. Just give it some polish. Parkland.
All right, that brings us